name is Sarah, and this is Sarah's Creative Corner, and I am here with episode 11 with you guys. It is April 18th, and it is a lovely spring day here in Maryland. Pretty high in pollen though, so I apologize for any sniffles that I might have. And I'm pretty happy to be in here observing the outside than being outside. So over the past week I have done some knitting and some spinning, and I have a couple acquisitions for you guys too. So I guess we can go ahead and get started with the whips, because I don't have any finished objects, but hopefully next week I'll either have one or be close to having one next week. So we'll just go with the one that's in my lap, and that is my Mountain Sock by Rachel Nutting. It is a free pattern on Ravelry, and last week I was here and I think I was working on the heel flap and gusset, so I finished that and I did all the gusset decreases, and I might have done like a couple rows of the foot. So if I really get going on this, I could probably finish this week, since the foot doesn't take too long to do. So I won't make any promises though. But this is Hedgehog Fibers sock base in the Harvest colorway, and it is a 90-10 base, so 90% merino, 10% nylon, and I'm knitting 60 stitches on US 1.5 2.5 millimeter needles using magic loop. So that is this one. Nothing that crazy to introduce, but yeah, I finally finished the heel, and I did a heel flap and gusset, or just a normal slip stitch heel instead of an eye partridge. And yeah, I guess that's really it. Nothing crazy on this one. It seems like my pickup is pretty okay on this one for the heel. So yeah, that is this guy. Hopefully I can finish within the next week or so, and then cast on another pair for maybe myself, maybe my husband. I haven't decided yet. So that is this, and you'll go right back in this whole bag. All right, and I guess we can stick with the sock theme, and that is my colorwork sock. I would say I've made some pretty decent progress on this one. I got kind of stuck earlier, but that's okay. So this is the Midwinter sock. It's a pattern set by Summer Lee, and it looks like this. So last week, let me show you my progress keeper so you can see what I was doing. So last week I had to do, or last time you saw it, I just needed to do a round of decreases and then get into the louse stitch, I think it's called, which is just these little tiny stitches. And yeah, I did that because I think I had done decreases wrong. Then I figured it out, and I use a knitting decrease calculator, I think from the World of Knitting, to calculate any decreases, whether it's like a rapid cuff decrease or for this, just to make sure it's evenly distributed. And some of the decreases were on like main color and contrasting color stitches, so it was interesting to figure out how to do that and like what to prioritize. And I think I did it right. Like I did one here, and I did the contrasting color as the outside right there. So we'll see. And this sock calls for an well, I guess it's a forethought heel. So I put in my waste yarn and just kept going. That was crazy to do because I'm so used to stopping and doing the heel and the decreases and all this sort of stuff, but I didn't have to do that. You just keep on going. So that was kind of mind-boggling, but the only question that I have is just, how do you measure your foot? Like, how do you measure to make sure that it's the right length? So what I might do is before I finish, or like before I get to the toe, pick up the heel so then I can use my ruler to get this right. Because I'd rather do the heel first and then keep going than have a sock that's too short. So that is this guy. It's beautiful. Great stitch definition. This is KnitPicks Stroll in Dogwood, Heather, and Sucker, I think. Let me check. Pucker. So I got these two guys going, and I'm doing the medium size, which is 69 inches or 69 stitches. And I'm trying to think. I did 3 repeats of the louse stitch before doing the heel, and it tells you to finish the pattern on a certain row before doing the heel. So that was interesting. I do notice a little bit of puckering. Let me see if I can get it. I think that's right where the beginning of round is, for the contrast color, but I'm sure it'll block out and all the stitches will kind of start to even out once I am done. But honestly, this is going pretty fast. Like, I did this much in not even a week. I haven't been working on this every day, so that's been nice. I'm intrigued to see if it fits. I hope it does. Yeah, I guess that's really it for this one. I'm really happy with it, and I'm looking forward to casting on the second one. And I'm also knitting this on US 1.5 needles, and I think the suggested needle size is US 2 when you're doing the color work. But I didn't like the fabric of the US 2. I thought it was just a little bit too open, so I just went down half a needle size. So that's this guy. Maybe next week I might have a finished sock for this one too. I guess we'll see. Or maybe a heel. I'm not gonna make any promises. And the last one, this feels like it's gonna be a short episode. The last one is the ever-present whip, and that is my half and half wrap. That is here. Let me get it all situated. So here's my half and half wrap. I'm doing the larger of the 2 sizes and 2 modifications. So I'm doing German short rows in the middle, which you can see. Then I'm also doing a slip stitch edge, which you can kind of see. And that's really it. I'll show you how much I've done. Done this much. I would say that's probably like 3.5 inches or so. Something like that. Oh, and I'm also doing this in the called for yarn, which is Linen Quill by Purl Soho, and the colors are pale mushroom, and rhubarb pink. So chugging along on this. I counted earlier and I have like 75 rows left. It sounds like a lot, but it doesn't feel like a lot of rows. Well, I guess that would be twice, right? Like of 140 rows. But that's okay. But it's really satisfying to see that all the stitches, or all the rows that I have left, just evenly is distributed on the cord. There's no bunching or anything, so that is nice to see. But that is this guy. Just gonna keep on going. I'll probably weave in some ends later too. I still have some ends that I haven't woven in, and I think it'll be nice to have most, if not all, of the ends woven in by the time I'm done, because you're joining new balls. So yeah, and I've made, I would say, a pretty good dent in the cake, and I still don't think I'll need the third skein. So yeah, pretty excited to be getting these off, or getting closer to being off the needles. Yeah, it's just this squishy guy, and that's really it. Nothing crazy. If I keep doing, I think last week I had like about 100 rows left, and this week I have 75. So if I keep doing about 25 rows a week, then I should be done in like 3 weeks, which would be amazing. Yeah, it'll be warm in like 3 weeks time, but maybe my office will be cold and I'll need something to cover my shoulders with. So yes, that is all the knitting that I've done this week. I didn't touch my superlative sweater, and I haven't touched the Sophie shawl in a little bit. So yes, and I guess we can get into the spinning whip half-inch object something, not really sure what to call it, that I worked on this week, and I actually kind of fixated on because it was just so satisfying to do. And that is, I think I have the tag somewhere, maybe, oh, here it is. That is my little Fiberco Mystery Club cookware, and I am spinning up the first month. So this is January's, which is agave, and it's 100% Romney, 35 microns and about 4 ounces. I'm not sure how accurate that is. I guess we'll find out when I'm totally done. And this is what I got. This is like a little over a quarter of the fiber. I think these bobbins are supposed to fit like 2 ounces or something. I can't remember. And I spun this on my electric eel wheel Nano 2.0, and I did kind of a long draw. Oh, there's a dog hair and different fuzz. I did kind of a long draw for this, and it was so much more successful than the merino that I showed you last week. This is a little bit stickier, I find, but not in a bad way. It wasn't hard to draft or anything like that. It was just a really nice experience. So Romney is a check for me. It'll be interesting to see how it feels when it's been kind of washed. I can't remember what the terminology is, but like once I apply it up and I wash it, it'll be interesting to see how it goes. I'd say this is like a lace weight single, so I might get like a fingering or a sport rate out of it, depending on how much I have. So that is this guy, and yeah, pretty happy with it. I ordered some more bobbins, and I also got a Lazy Susan from Dreaming Robots too, so I can spin up some more things and ply things too, because it's fun to see the full bobbins, but I'd like to get something out of it too. So that's this one. Pretty happy with. I also really like the color. Very, very nice and pretty tonal. There's some darker bits and lighter bits you can see in that single strand right there. But overall, it's a pretty even, solid colorway. And doing this has made me excited to do the other colors that I've gotten. Like the pink one and then the green one. So, yeah. I'm just looking over at my fiber to see if there's anything else. I think that's it. I don't have a lot of fiber. And yeah, that's it for all the things that I've been working on. And I guess we can go into my tiny little acquisitions that I got from Craft Me Not Co. She did a pie day release with chicken pot pie, which I thought was great, and I love chicken pot pie, and my husband loves chicken pot pie. So this is the pie day potluck, and this is her chicken pot pie colorway. Comes with a green, I guess this is peas please, and this is chicken pot pie. It's lovely. She had, I think, both a non-superwash and a superwash, and I normally like to knit my socks in non-superwash or in superwash so that I can wash them, even though it's suggested not to. I haven't had any problems with washing my socks in the washing machine. So by the time I got to the listing, I noticed that she was out of the superwash, but she had a pre-order up, so I just did a pre-order. I wasn't in a rush to get this, so that is this one. Pretty happy with it, and again, I'll figure out what to do with this guy for my husband. These will be for him, since I have the other pie day skeins for myself. And then while I was on there, she had some old stitch markers from, I think, last year's pie day that she made. So I got this one. It's supposed to be creme brulee pie. I've never had creme brulee pie. I've had like a coconut custard pie, so I imagine it's probably something similar. And since I was getting pie day stuff, I thought, you know, I'll get a little pie day stitch marker, even though it's not chicken pot pie. So that is this one. And I think that's really it. I hope to finish at least one of these socks in the next week, and maybe cast on a t-shirt too, since it's starting to get warmer. But that is really it for all the things that I have gotten and the things that I've been working on this week. So I will see you guys next week. If you want to like and subscribe, you can, and I really appreciate all the comments that I've been getting and interacting with you guys down there. So that will be it, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.